Matt and I are going to be doing a pretty interesting challenge. For 30 days, we're going to be daily driving laptops only.
We're going to be replacing our desktop PCs here at the office and at home for 30 days to see, can we fully switch to one device, a gaming laptop, and travel back and forth and have a good experience doing so? Let's unbox these things and find out after a word from today's sponsor.
How did your last doom scrolling session go? Can't answer that? Even if you could, we all know it's super easy to waste hours of time online doing nothing. But what if instead there was a game that could help you build real, actionable skills instead of just trolling through social media? Today's sponsor, Boot.dev, is exactly what I'm talking about. Boot.dev gamifies the process of learning code, making it much more entertaining and useful than getting lost online. I myself have tried learning code a few times, but never quite stick with it. Boot.dev's system, instead, has been the only one that I've actually returned to on a somewhat regular basis. Given enough time, you can learn backend development start to finish with Python, Go, JavaScript, TypeScript, SQL, or C, all while AFKing Willows and Draenor. I know that most of you out there have your comfort games, and this can easily squeak onto your second monitor so that you can learn and improve your skill set as you play. After all, you can't get better without putting in the time, and Boot.dev will have you writing code and building real projects in no time. I mean, seriously, what other coding website has a lore page with titles like The Hound of Ill Omens? Tell me you're getting that in your Coding 101 class. So if you want to learn a skill that earned people a median income over $100,000, do yourself a favor and hop on Boot.dev. Using our code ToastyBros in the link in the description below, you can save 25% off your first year on Boot.dev. Remember, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a get-better-now opportunity. Now let's get back to the video, shall we?
All right, guys, before we embark on this 30-day laptop journey, let's explain exactly how this is going to go down. Jackson and I have to give up our gaming desktops here at the office and switch fully to Razer Blade laptops, more specifically the Razer Blade 16 and the Razer Blade 14. We can only use this one laptop at home and at the office. We have to bring the laptop with us back home and back to the office every single day and use this as our primary computing device for the following applications: live streaming, video editing, gaming, and much more. Throughout this challenge, we'll be able to see if there's any limitations with things like USB ports, gaming performance, and any other weird quirks that may happen along the way by using laptops as our primary computer for everything we do. So let's not waste any more time and dive into the unboxing of the laptops and then sit back and relax, because this is going to be quite the journey.
So a big shout out to Razer. They were
Yes.
nice enough to send over two high-end gaming laptops. We don't know which one is which, but we know that they're going to be slightly different.
So we got a Razer Blade 14 and 16, the 2025 editions. The 16 is going to be the really super high-end one, which I'm claiming because, for my reason, is I'm going to have to use this PC for our monthly giveaway live stream. So I'm going to need something pretty high-end, which if you guys don't know, we give away PC every single month. Twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Go follow if you haven't done so already. But we're going to have the 16 model, which comes up to a 5090 level laptop GPU, or the 14-inch model, which is more portable, that goes up to a 5070. So what are we looking at here?
See what, this is an interesting, it's like a square box. Okay.
Do they give us some extra stuff to go with it? Is that a skin?
Oh, it's skins.
Oh,
Cool.
oh, that's cool.
Okay.
They want us to protect it.
And then I don't think anything else in this one.
Cool.
All right. No clue which one this one is, but let's try to find out. This will be cool. We'll open that up later. Why is it square? This is the 14. That's why it's square. Probably. It's
Nice.
a
All right,
little
so
smaller.
this is your laptop. So let's open it up and see what you got. So it looks like you got the AI9 365 with a 120 hertz display, a 5070 with
Wow.
32 gigs of RAM, and a 1 terabyte SSD.
This is going to be like almost as good as my PC that I use at home. It might be better than the one I use here.
And what are the specs of your PC at home, so people at home know?
So at home I'm using a 9800X 3D and a 5080. Here I'm using a 7700X and a 4070.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the at-home PC, what games you're playing, if you'll notice a major difference. Because again, we're going down in power, regardless, even if like my PC at home with a 4070 Ti and a 5800X, I would imagine the 5090 is gonna feel like an upgrade, but we know laptop hardware, you never really know.
Yep, that's for sure. And it also depends on the resolution that these laptops are going to try to run. Pretty small power brick for this one. It's 200 watts. It's actually
Dang.
impressive for the size. No other accessories. It's very basic. But let's see what we got in the box. Man, it's going to be crazy driving a 14-inch laptop.
What size do you normally use?
Well, my laptop is a 14-inch.
Okay.
I don't use it often, not because I don't like it. I just go home and I use my PC on the daily. Like I'm always on Discord and I run 4 monitors. So
Now, the one thing about Razers, they are expensive laptops. Let's get that out there. They are premium laptops, but the build quality you're getting is just crazy.
they're so I mean, this is crazy thin. It doesn't weigh a whole lot. I got decent port selection here. So on the right side of the laptop, we have a micro SD card slot. We have a USB Type-C that's a USB 4 with power delivery 3.0. We have USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-A, which is just the form factor. We have an HDMI 2.1. We got a Kingston port, nothing on the back. And then on the left side of the laptop, we have our charging port, which is very interesting. This is very Razer of them. It's like very proprietary. It's not like a normal DC barrel jack.
It is very proprietary.
Yeah. We have another 3.2 Gen 2. We have another USB 4 Type-C, and then we have a combo headphone jack. I have not thought about any of these things. That's why we're opening these now so we can have the weekend, because I mean, I use like a headphone, I use headphones with an amp, and I have my mic and everything that's like separate, so this is gonna be tough for me. And if you guys didn't know, I stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. and I play games on stream, and I kind of rely on all those things, and I use like a webcam, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may just stream from the laptop just with this webcam and like not even do anything fancy.
Yeah, biggest thing is we want to get this started early, because 30 days, part of the whole process is us actually getting what we need to make this a feasible experience. Obviously, a laptop dock would be ideal. We have one for the setup here, but at home we don't really have anything necessarily. So if we feel like we need something, we'll go out and get something and mention that as like a cost. But, you know, first boot up on this thing, looks really
RGB
nice.
keyboard.
I think that's an OLED display, by the way.
Based on the screen being so black right now and like seeing the white, I'd be surprised if it's not mini or OLED.
Specifically a 2800 by 1800 120 hertz OLED display.
So you remember what I said earlier, the thing about resolution. This is a higher resolution, so we are going to be kind of pushing this 5070. Gosh, look how small everything is because it's 3K.
Yes. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. I mean, high-end laptop, small form factor. Once Jackson uses it more, he'll be able to tell you what the performance is like and everything.
Oh, wow, this thing can get bright.
So bright.
I'm gonna get some burn in, baby.
It's gonna burn in that sample, but yeah, I mean, again, premium laptops. I mean, these things are very expensive. We're looking well over $2,000 on these laptops. But if you're looking at it, you know, I always like to compare the Razer laptops. The build quality is kind of MacBook-like. They're very well built, and there's just not a lot of Windows companies. There are some that do it, but especially in the gaming space, who do thin and light laptops like this with a 5070. That's really impressive, and I'll be excited to see how it goes for you with your challenge. But
it's cool seeing like the AI chips actually with the GPU too. Every time we see these AI chips, it's always just integrated graphics. And they're still like $1,000 because they're just high-end laptops, but actually being able to game on it's gonna be really sick.
Important to mention as well, before we dive into my laptop, we did figure out the exact price of Jackson's laptop. We're looking at $2,699, $2,700 for his laptop. I'm gonna pull up the reviewer's guide for the other one though, so we know exactly what we're looking at. It's for mine. Scroll all the way down.
My guess is $3,600 for his, but I don't know any of the other specs.
That's what you guys get. We get it live. I don't know which specific model we have.
Actually, it has to be more. No, there's no way it's only that.
So if it is the one with the 5090 in it, with 32 gigs of RAM and a 2 terabyte SSD, we're talking $4,500 for a laptop.
Dang, that's more than the one we just looked at.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if that's what model they gave us. I mean, I did say, hey, this one's going to be used for live streaming, which again, for a thin and light laptop, you're going to need some horsepower under the hood. This is going to be the most expensive laptop I daily drove. Like, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared walking around with this thing, I'll be honest with you. It's a 16-inch laptop. I normally use 14-inch laptops, so toasty bros.
Oh.
Someone reserved this for us.
While you're doing that, I'm going to open this skin too, because I'm curious if we both got one.
It is important to mention the 14 is like their new laptop, I think just came out like the beginning of this month. This one has been out for a couple months, the 16. So the 14 is the newest one.
Oh,
it's a
it's like everywhere.
An X-ray one. I don't know. Yeah,
it's cool, but you know, it's I don't know if it's my forte.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to do this to their laptop that we're going to send back.
Let's open up the 16. I like the packaging. I'm curious what the power brick's going to be like. That's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, for us, is being able to decide how we're going to power these things here at the office, because that's going to be a limiting factor as compared to like a work laptop that runs USB-C. You could have USB-C bricks at both locations. You got to carry this thing around with you, which...
yours is a little larger.
This one is... What was yours, 240?
200.
280. You got an extra 80 watts on this bad boy, 280 watts, which, you know, it's not insane, but it's definitely up there. And then the laptop itself. So yeah, here is the beautiful laptop here, which I didn't even verify which specs we had, actually. Does it say it on?
I think the other time it was this outer box, right?
Oh, it does.
So you have is that the same CPU, the Ryzen AI 9 HX370? You have a 240 hertz
240
display.
hertz with a 59. Yep, this is the $4,500 laptop. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is what $4,500 looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Razer.
It's crazy to think right here on our set right now, in two laptops we have it's almost $7,000.
Yeah, it is a lot. All right, let's go over the ports on my laptop. We have a full-size SD card reader. We have a USB 4 port right here, which is Thunderbolt. We have a USB 3.2. We have an HDMI and I believe a Kensington lock. Yeah, Kensington lock. We also have our power adapter in. We have 2 more USB 3.2 ports, another USB 4, and a combo headphone jack. So port-wise, I feel like I only get an extra USB 3 port than you, right?
Yeah, let's compare these things.
Yeah, let's see them side by side.
So overall, I noticed mine has some less depth to it. We get the screen about the same. I mean, honestly, it's, you know, like you're getting a decent difference, but it's not as crazy as I thought. You know what's baffling to me is how big the touchpads are on both of these laptops.
They are huge, and I mean, you know, I don't use a laptop daily driving very often, so like having a massive touchpad, is that really like a pro or con for me? I don't really know. I'll have to use it long term to figure that out. But we have the 2 laptops now, and this is the moment where we take these things and try to set them up over the weekend for us to eventually switch to them and see what the whole experience is like, see what kind of problems we may have along the way, and give you all a review of these laptops in 30 days. What's up, guys? I'm just going to commit to filming on my phone for this because I feel like it's going to be much more convenient. I can give you guys some more content than whipping out a camera. But I am back home, and I currently have, look at this, the laptop ready to go. So only issue is I'm already starting to realize some of the problems I'm probably going to have not having a dock here. So currently I'm using this. It's just a little Ugreen dock, which, by the way, someone wanted to say hi. He's really not happy that I'm doing this right now. But we have this Ugreen dock, as you can see right here, which has HDMI, a pass-through charging, 2 USB 3s, and a micro SD on it. That's not really gonna help me very much, but I think I can at least, which again, I'm gonna commit for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get this hooked up to where I can have one of my monitors working, which I am running on DisplayPort right now, so maybe that won't be a problem because I do have an HDMI port on it, and it is a 1440p OLED, so maybe I can get that working. But I did also order just a Thunderbolt 4 to DisplayPort adapter, because again, my setup is not super complicated here. I would think that I would easily be able to hook everything up without needing anything crazier. Now, the office, with all those cameras and everything, that is going to be a different discussion, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug everything here, and we will see and hope that everything just works the way it's supposed to. It never does it?
All right, so I got my backpack on. This is the backpack I normally use for my, I have a 14-inch laptop already. It's one of those Asus ZenBook Duos. It's a really nice laptop actually that I wish I used more, but I don't know, maybe this video will kind of help me realize that I do have a lot more use for a laptop than I think. But being a pretty much only PC gamer, I'm curious how this challenge is gonna go, but today's Monday, which is kind of like our official start date of this challenge. Yeah, I got my backpack swapped out. Yeah, and I'm getting ready to head into the office. If you guys, I'm not sure how McAllister's editing this, but I went to Best Buy over the weekend. All right, just got out of Best Buy and I picked up the J5 Create 4K 60 USB-C triple monitor. And I think this was like 120 bucks. I don't think I got it from the right spot because I thought this was only like 70 or 80. But it's got like literally everything I think I'm gonna need. Well, the sad part is I don't think it's gonna be everything I need for home because I have 4 monitors at home. I'm just gonna have to make a sacrifice and probably run without a couple of them. My setup's so cable managed too that I don't want to undo it. So my goal is I'm hoping the cord's long enough on this where I can just kind of like dangle it off my desk and hook everything up, but we'll see. Yeah, like it's really not a dock. It's more of just like, it's like your modern day dock, honestly, where, you know, everything's just Thunderbolt 4 kind of ready to go. So yeah, that's kind of the move. I haven't even fully tested it yet. I've just been kind of setting up the laptop. So a lot of like installing programs, and I've used it to like watch some YouTube videos and stuff, but I still haven't even gamed on it. So once I get to the office, I'm not gonna touch my PC. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm at the office, got the old trusty Razer here ready to go. But of course, I don't like to make anything easy on myself. So not only is my setup at home gonna be an absolute pain, but here, I'm using this Corsair case where everything plugs into the bottom. I guess I'll just try to remove that. My main concern is I'm big on cable management. So my PC at home, underneath my desk, built into my desk, all my cables tucked away. Don't ignore all that. I know I said I'm big on cable management, but everything tucked away, very tight, don't have a lot of slack, and kind of the same deal here. I don't really feel like I have a lot of slack, and obviously I face this way, so my laptop being like up here would not be the most convenient, but yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna go and start taking this apart and see what happens. Okay, here's my ugly laptop setup. So this dock's pretty cool. Just uses that single USB-C. And as you guys can see, I got some more USB-C plugged in, some USB 2, which that USB 2 goes to a hub. We have one DisplayPort. Now, for whatever reason, all of my monitors are on DisplayPort right now, which is a little bit of a problem because there's only one DisplayPort for this whole entire setup. So even the laptop only has HDMI, and then we have 2 more HDMI here. And I also realized that you know, with my monitor, 1440p, 1080, this pass-through can do 120 hertz, but at 1440 can only do 60. So I am stuck on 60. I got a little, you know, 2-pack of USB-C Thunderbolt to DisplayPort adapters, and I also found this, what is that, Go-Go Nike adjustable laptop stand, because once you can see the angle here, it's kind of redonkulous looking. So I'm thinking if I get the stand to kind of get the laptop like maybe here, it'd be a lot more usable. But yeah, on my keyboard, mouse, and everything, and you know, I can definitely work like this, and it's really no fault to the laptops. The fun of this challenge is really just Matt and I are so used to running a PC where we have unlimited expansion. So obviously if you just bought one of these laptops and you didn't have like a giant setup like us, this wouldn't be a problem, but it is for us. So here's a pretty good example of when I can actually use a laptop at work, and I feel like I'm getting, you know, laptop advantages. So right now I'm in the film room, and I need to go through a lot of stuff here. So a lot of like inventory items that, you know, were probably like sent that we either need to use like in an ad spot, or they need social media coverage, or whatever it is. So I'm making a, you know, just a simple spreadsheet, which nothing crazy, but it's nice because I can just, you know, carry this over here and go and kind of document each thing. So that's definitely an advantage of having a laptop here.
First major issue I'm seeing with this laptop, fingerprints. My goodness, these fingerprints do pile up on this thing. But currently I have it hooked up to where all my USB devices are working just fine. I will obviously need to put the power adapter here, which I think is gonna be the biggest hassle, is moving that power adapter, because I won't be able to run off battery all day, every day. So I wanna make sure, is this a standard power plug? Can I just use my PC's power plug into this thing? I can, sweet. So this will be easier to move. It won't be great, but it'll be easier, because then I could just leave this plugged up here, unplug this, and take it with me. Now, it is important to mention, this is definitely I'm using this for 30 days level setup. If this was gonna be my permanent setup, which you never know, maybe I'll go full-time laptop. Probably not. But if I did, I would probably have a official Razer dock, and then I would just buy 2 of these chargers. So I'd keep one at the office and one here. And then at that point, come home, plug up the charger, plug up a Thunderbolt 4, and everything just works in 2 cables. The only issue is, obviously, this being a high-end laptop, we're not at the point yet where I can just charge everything with a Thunderbolt cable. It's not there yet. I wish it was, because at that point you can actually have a true 1-cable setup, but we're just not there yet. So at the minimum, if I actually had everything working properly, it would still require 2 cables. But I'm gonna try to find HDMI, which you would think Tech YouTuber would have a bunch of spare HDMIs, but I feel like every time I do something like this, I need an HDMI, and I'm having to buy one. So if I have to buy an extra HDMI, first of all, that sucks. But secondly, I do already have that Thunderbolt 4 to DisplayPort adapter coming, so if that doesn't work, then I'll probably just have, I guess, HDMI on this one, which both of these are DisplayPort, I'm realizing, so I'm gonna have to put HDMI on one of them anyways, so see if I can find one and temporarily get something set up. So I stole the HDMI from my Switch 2, because, well, who in their right mind's actually using a Switch 2 docked that much? Let's be honest here. You buy it as a handheld. Watch our full video on the Switch 2 where I kind of rant about that a little bit. But I got an HDMI hooked up, so let's just see if this is gonna work the way I think it's going to. Oh, wait a minute. I'm like hooking up to this dock. I could just hook up to the HDMI. Okay, 1 second. So I currently have it hooked up to the HDMI Thunderbolt dock. I say dock, it's literally just a little baby hub. Let's change inputs and see if this even works. If it doesn't work, which I wouldn't be surprised, it's HDMI 2.0 on this monitor, so I don't know. I'm horrible with HDMI standards. Is that actually gonna work, or is it not gonna work? Hey, okay, it works. Let's see what resolution we get. So with my current jank setup, I mean, I have this setup right here, hooking up with this little dock, I can only do 1440p 120 hertz. So that kind of sucks. And I'm realizing that the actual, I have to look it up, what the, you know, I have a computer now, Matt, let me look this up. Ignore my dog aggressively chewing in the background. But currently running off the HDMI on the laptop plugged up to this monitor, I am limited to 1440p 144 hertz, which It's not ideal because I really like my 240 hertz, just like this display is 240 hertz. So what I'm thinking is once I get the Thunderbolt 4 to DisplayPort adapter, then I can run my monitor off of that on DisplayPort here. Then my side monitor, which technically I don't need. I have 2 displays now and I only really need 2 displays, but I will use this one. This one right here is also a 1440p 144 hertz. This can run off the HDMI port on here or on the dongle, whichever. But simply put, if I want to leave and take this setup now, which is actually, it's a mess, but it's working right now. All I would need to do is unplug this. Okay, I'd have to unplug a lot of stuff. I'm gonna think about a more logical way to do this, and maybe I'll get a little better setup in the process. But at least right now, it is my computer. I am using it, and I will hopefully get it better. People who use laptop setups, I guess you just spend a bunch of money on a laptop dock. I mean, that's obviously the solution, but I really don't want to do that for this experiment, so I'm just gonna run with it as is. Day one, I made some USB sacrifices, got rid of my webcam, because, well, if I need a webcam, I'll use this one. And is this the prettiest thing in the world? No, but I got everything condensed down to these 3 cables. I am running at 1440p 120 hertz, which I'm not happy about, but once I get the DisplayPort, then in theory I should be able to, again, I'll have to run another Thunderbolt, but I think that'll be worth it so I can actually have my full 1440p 240 hertz, because I have a 5090 in this thing, okay? I should probably be able to play at my higher refresh rate, so hopefully I can get that set up, and yeah, I might just try some games and see what I think of it, but for now, no more updates. I'm gonna wait for that adapter to show up, and yeah, this is just gonna have to do for now, but let's see what this thing can actually do in games. Okay guys, it's the next day, and I ended up getting the stuff I ordered from Amazon, so look what happens when I open up this laptop. Eventually, come on. Oh wow, look at that. Well, the other one's on, let me fix that. Look at that, we have all our monitors working, yay! I mean, it's still an absolute cable nightmare over here, but currently the final setup, minus me trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do for this laptop at the office, because I'm just thinking of how complicated that's going to be. This has to be my stream PC for the morning streams. This has to be the stream PC for the big marathon stream we do. And also, this thing is going to need to be able to be hooked up to 3 monitors. I'm probably not going to get all 3 monitors. I'm probably going to use the laptop as a display, but that's fine. We'll get to that later. This is the final hookup. We have this hub, which has the HDMI, which is going to this monitor, which unfortunately right now with that HDMI, Bear, I am currently working on something right now, is limited to 1440p 60 hertz. If I get a different one or I run the HDMI to the HDMI on the laptop, that will work as well if I wanted to, but I wanted to limit the amount of stuff I have to plug and unplug. It is not too bad, and I'm actually getting ready to pick up this laptop right now and take it to use it as a laptop for a little bit and see what the battery life is like just sitting on my couch. But hey, you know what? We have a working setup. Is it amazing? Not really. It's kind of a mess, but I'm glad I have this going here, and apparently I need to stop recording right now.
So we are finally getting around to doing a Sunday gaming stream. If you guys didn't know, I stream over on twitch.tv/ToastyRez every single Sunday from around 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So I'm running exclusively on the laptop. My PC is on here in the background, but it's not actually hooked up and doing anything. And we're launching some Apex Legends right now, which I've been gaming on it, but mainly just with like one monitor. This is honestly my first time like hooking everything up because it's a chore. I mean, it really is. That's one of the things I've really realized with this laptop challenge is, you know, having a PC with like just this much stuff has spoiled me to where when you get on like a laptop like this, it's really cool that it can run everything, but I mean, it just takes forever, it feels like, each time to hook everything up and unhook it, especially when I'm taking this laptop with me to work every single day and then coming home and wanting to game. It's a lot of back and forth and unplugging and plugging things back in, trying to remember to bring everything with me, which with enough docks and money, you can make a laptop that's portable with, you know, everything that you need ready to go, but I didn't want to have to buy like 2 docks, 2 USB hubs, you know, different sound systems, which I am going to be running just some older Corsair headphones just because I just have so much stuff that the dock is like basically full and there's cables that also just won't reach, and I just don't want to have to like uncable manage things. So we're gonna make do, but honestly, this is pretty dang good for a laptop setup. And then one thing I think is gonna be pretty fun is instead of using my nice Elgato face cam, I'm gonna actually just run the laptop's built-in microphone and built-in camera. So we'll see how that looks. It's definitely, I mean, let's be honest, it's a $200 something camera that I normally run with a really nice mic and even a mixer. So not running those, it's gonna definitely sound a lot worse than my normal streams, but just how much worse will it look and sound? I'm not really sure, and I wanna see if it's actually passable for someone who's getting into live streaming. Yeah, we're playing Apex Legends, we're testing out a Razer gaming laptop. For anyone wondering, this laptop is the, it definitely doesn't feel quite as smooth as my 5080 PC, but I really think that's just because of all these external things we have connected. I don't think it's like a laptop. But there's a lot of people here.
Ah, good. Get in there. Come on, buddy.
Oh, he got me. Did I crack him? It's me. Charging up my Havoc.
Ow.
But be careful because one could still be like far watching. Oh, he's above me. Okay.
There's one around the corner.
Oh my god. Oh, there's two of them. Dang it. I could have taken the one.
On roof.
Yeah, I'm getting shot from behind too. Oh, he's he's gonna punch me to death. No. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye, chat. Smooches.
Bye.
I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll be there in spirit.
Be there in spirit. So I just finished my first actual live stream on the Razer 14-inch laptop, and I gotta say, it did pretty good. I was running my main monitor at 60 hertz for like half the stream, and I was like, dude, this does not look good. And once I figured out I was not on 180 hertz, I switched my main monitor to 180 hertz with the USB-C to DisplayPort cable, and it worked great. I am spoiled by a 9800X3D and 5080 PC that just works really well. Everything works great. So it's like so far with a lot of this testing, I've found that replacing my already pretty high-end desktop at work and at home hasn't felt better. It's just felt more like a nuisance, if anything, because I'm fortunate enough to have a work computer and a work and a home PC that both are great for gaming. Now, obviously, if I only had a laptop like this, especially a high-end laptop, oh, I'd be more than happy with it. It's just right now it kind of feels like a downgrade for the most part.
All right, guys, this is where things are going to get fun. I'm in a little bit earlier than I normally am because I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a process, but it is time, first work day, to give up this desktop. So I basically copied all my main folders, my downloads, my desktop, my pictures and videos, along with the OBS backup. Once you have the OBS backup and everything, that should allow me to have everything essential that I need on this PC to be able to live stream, review videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the main things I do on my computer, and also do emails, which I'm already doing from home. So we're gonna go ahead and move this PC, and hopefully everything hooks up just fine. I did end up bringing that USB 4 to DisplayPort adapter from home for today because the one that I ordered for here won't be here till later. So I want this to be working now because the idea is I'm probably not gonna get all three monitors. Actually, I know I'm not gonna get all three monitors. I'm probably gonna be able to get a DisplayPort on this Anker hub that I have, which I'll show you here in a second for this one. And then this one down here, which is a 4240B 240 hertz, same situation at home. It's gonna need the USB 4 to DisplayPort adapter. And then I hopefully have enough USB ports because the biggest problem I'm thinking I'm gonna have is the lack of USB ports, and I'm still waiting on a hub to show up today to remedy that. So hopefully I have enough right now to get everything hooked up so I can start working on the machine and then start making it a little bit better as I go. But in the meantime, I'm gonna grab the Anker dock, which we didn't add for. It is a Thunderbolt 5 dock, but it does give me the option, even on USB 4, to have a display out, networking and stuff like that. But it is a lot of USB-C. So we'll see how many of my devices actually work with that. Well, if you guys ever wondered if I was just being ridiculous about the amount of USB ports that I have, well, here they are. We have this mixer that we use for our live stream mics. Every single one of these setups over here has a webcam. That setup right here, this setup right here, my setup, this one, and the one over have a webcam for our live stream, so each one of our gamers have access to a webcam. So all those need to be fed into my live streaming PC. And then I figured out one major glaring issue that is going to be a problem. My DSLR, which requires a capture card. I did not think about that because here's my PC right here. Oh yeah, that Elgato capture card is what I'm gonna need to be able to use that camera. So, and also don't mind our security system being stupid right now, beeping in the background. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Worst case, I'm gonna have to get a USB capture card, but it's not like I'm gonna have a ton of USB bandwidth with all this stuff I'm plugging in. So that's gonna be a work in progress and definitely a worst case scenario for this setup. But maybe I'll just have to have an external capture card that's plugged into one of the USB ports on the laptop and not the dock. And then maybe that'll save me some USB bandwidth headaches. We're gonna test USB 4's limits here, guys, so we're gonna figure it out one way or another. All right, so in the case of getting this functional for today's morning stream in a couple hours, it is working. For those who don't know how this works, we currently run a setup with Teleport, which allows us to have a PC in our film room that sends a signal from here across our network that can be picked up on another OBS instance. So this PC is basically doing all the hard live streaming, while the other mini PC is just encoding the video feed that's right here with our audio and everything. So I just had to make sure that there was no firewall issues with this and it actually picks it up. I was able to copy my OBS backup from my OBS on my other PC, save it to our network drive, delete the other one once I installed OBS, threw this in here, and boom, all my scenes are still here. The only thing is missing is all the files, which I am very slowly transferring. It's probably the Thunderbolt 4 limiting us to gigabit here, so we're only transferring at gigabit speed, so it's gonna take a while to transfer all these download files, which honestly, I might swap from download files to something more important like my desktop files, which actually has some of my scene files in it. So we'll figure that out momentarily, but we're gonna let stuff transfer. This might be a 2-day process to get everything going. But in terms of getting this thing up and running for this morning's stream, it should be working fine. We'll just see what this thing live streams like. You good over there?
I don't know. It's just been doing this.
Is your adapter loose?
Perhaps.
I've noticed that with mine, they're very finicky. Oh, you maxed it out.
Too many things.
All right, guys, checking in. This is my first time doing any sort of video editing on this laptop. Now, we are using the current setup with a new adapter that finally came in. I think it's gonna be the final way we're going to set up the monitors here at the office, running off just a couple cables, nothing too crazy, but behind here is where all the magic happens. It gets a little wild back there, but either way, I did a little video editing on this thing and had no major problems, really. I mean, obviously, with the specs, 16 cores and 32 threads, I'd imagine video editing would be very simple, and honestly, this is a very simple video track. It just finished rendering, by the way. It's just a bunch of B-roll with some A-roll 1080p footage from our voiceover room. So again, nothing super demanding, but it is at least a video editing task that performed very flawlessly. And now that I have this set up the way that I want it, again, there's still some things like my Stream Deck and those webcams I'm gonna have to take care of when it gets close to the giveaway stream time. I'm kind of procrastinating that. I'll be able to fully determine if this is gonna work 100% just like we need it to. But as of right now, I do have the USB ports I can plug in with this extra adapter that I have. I do have more ports I can use, and I will be maximizing that, hopefully. And then from there, we're looking pretty good. But video editing check-in, so far so good. Okay, guys, this is the end of the first work day, and well, this laptop experience, it's going. I did get some adapters.
Dude, you burned in on Goon Squad.
Yeah, I already burned in on the screen. That's horrible. I did buy some adapters on Amazon that finally showed up. Here's another like Thunderbolt 4 adapter that has a bunch. Well, USB 4 adapter that has a bunch of USB ports and displays out on them. It has 3 displays out. There's no way all of those work.
Are you 2 HDMI 1 DisplayPort?
2 HDMI 1 DisplayPort, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I only have one monitor.
So that's why he has the same setup going there, but only has one working. So I'm going to try this mainly for the webcams for the marathon stream because I need a lot of USB ports. So hopefully I can get all of these to work. We'll find out. And then I also have the, which I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use now, but I have it. The USB-C to DisplayPort because I only have 2 USB-Cs. And yeah, I'm already using one, so we'll figure that out at some point. But in terms of daily use, it is working fine with this laptop screen and this screen right here. Subscribe to PC Bros, by the way, because this guy over here says subscribe to PC Bros.
That hit a million subs.
A million, yay! It's working, but now the moment of truth, I'm about to leave. So unplug, unplug, fold, and unplug. Okay, tangle. I drop something.
And then you get to repeat that for 30 days.
And then I get to keep that going for 30 more days. But there you go. Now that's going to come home with me. This thing's already getting dirty from my desk. This poor laptop. We're just going to be like, what did you do to it?
Grabbing a little Indian food and doing some work on the laptop while I'm here. Music's going pretty crazy, pretty loud. Yeah, I'm doing our giveaway announcements right now. pretty cool. I'm getting lunch while I'm working. I can't normally do that.
All right, guys, so I think it's been about a week since I last checked in, but today is the day that things are gonna get a bit more complicated. So today is July 9th, the giveaway stream, which if you guys don't know, twitch.tv/ToastyBros, go hit that follow button because every single month, the second Friday of the month, unless we have some sort of change, and we'll communicate that if need be, we do a giveaway stream. We give away a gaming PC, we give away sometimes a bonus item. This month we're giving away an extra gaming computer, like a little mini gaming PC. It's really fun, we have a fun stream. But the issue is, with this live stream, the setup is a bit complicated. But what I'm trying to do is utilize this laptop to run all these different webcams. I think in total we have three webcams. We have one camera, which is up here. Let's pick this up here. In theory, if I have to sacrifice a little bit, I can use the webcam in the laptop for the stream, but I don't want to sacrifice the quality too much. I want this to actually look like the stream we normally do. So currently, I think I have almost everything working because I thought I had an extra capture card I could use, but unfortunately I don't. I was looking on good old Amazon and they sell these little USB capture cards, which I do have an extra USB 3 port that I can use. And then hopefully the dock that we have, which again, look back here, it is absolutely crazy. This dock can handle one more webcam. If it can, shout out to USB 4 for being stable. We need to figure out a capture card solution, and I'm gonna kind of troubleshoot this live on stream because Jackson is currently out of town and we're not gonna build a PC on stream. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to make sure I get all of this working, and I have the 3 monitors that I wanna use. As long as this works, so far the challenge has been good. I did reach out to Razer though, just an update on my problems with the laptop. In the docked mode, where everything is tethered up to the laptop, I've had no problems. It's a very solid laptop. It's very powerful. It does everything I want to do. It plays the games I want to play. But I've been having issues with the trackpad randomly locking up on me when I'm trying to use it as a normal laptop. Trying to see if that's a common issue, maybe something with my unit in particular, but waiting to hear back from Razer on that one. But yeah, we're about a week into the project. Feels like it's been forever, I'll be honest with you, but the live stream is going to be the biggest test for me. Is that going to be a disaster? Is it going to be smooth sailing? Well, let's hopefully get everything set up. And once I do have everything set up, I'll show you guys the finished product or any other issues I have along the way. All right, guys, this is my first recording test with the setup working. I think all the cameras are functioning right now, and I'm actually using the webcam on the laptop. I don't think I want to push it. I think I should use the webcam that's installed, and I will say it looks pretty decent. I probably need like a light like right above here just shining on me. I don't know if I'll move my key light, but I might put a light there for the stream to give me a little bit of extra, glow, but honestly, it's not bad. And I'm gonna walk around to make sure that you guys can see how the webcams work. You're not gonna hear me very well, but you should see me across all these cameras. Let's find out. I think this works. I'm gonna do a test live stream here. Again, twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Guys, hit that follow button if you haven't done so already. We do streams every single morning. We build gaming PCs, and sometimes you'll get behind the scenes troubleshooting videos. So I'm gonna save this one for the video, but hopefully giveaway stream works out great.
So I'm finally gonna try some editing on this laptop here. And one thing that's cool, micro SD card. You can actually take it, let's see, right over here to the side, and boom. This will actually pop up here, and I can pull files off of it. So it's pretty nice. I don't need like an adapter like I would normally need on my PC. And I gotta say that the transfer speeds are pretty quick. They're about as fast as the SD card will possibly go. So I'm gonna load up Sony Vegas here, and just Vegas, and we're gonna see if this works. All right, well, about an hour later, I got this timeline finished, and I gotta say there was not a single bit of lag or hesitation while editing, which is pretty impressive. I mean, my 4070 PC that I normally run right over here, I can't really say the same, but I definitely get some spikes here and there for lag. So I'm curious to see what type of render times we're gonna get. This is a almost 20-minute video. Let's see what happens. So estimated file size 3 gigs, that's pretty big. Normally I'm looking at about 2 to 3 gigs for most of my DIY videos, and we're going. Okay, it looks, let's see if it starts to hiccup. It's fairly real time. A little bit of like stutters here and there, but normally I think I'd be probably looking at like maybe 35 minutes for a render that's about 20. And it looks like you're already 2% of 3.62 gigs. So we'll check back in and see what the total time is, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be too bad. So that's some pretty impressive render times. It took 22 minutes and 44 seconds for, like I said, close to a 20-minute video. So not too far off from real time for a 4K video.
There's no way my computer locked up the day of the giveaway stream I hard restarted it, and now we're running a Windows update. This is a Windows thing. This is freaking Windows, man. It is currently 10:08 a.m. We go live at 11. My laptop is currently stuck in Windows Update Purgatory after being locked up and having to force shut down and boot it back to a Windows Update. I'm gonna give this thing until 10:25. If I can't get back in and feel confident that it's gonna work, for the sake of the stream needs to go on, the stream needs to be good. I might have to forfeit for the stream and actually swap back because I want this stream to actually work properly. So, I mean, my desktop's just over there. Well, he's my desktop. Yeah, that's my desktop right there. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Jackson's already been having issues, and I know once he walks in and then he sees me putting my desktop back here, he's gonna be like, "Can we throw these laptops away?" But I'm a few seconds away from hard restarting it. You normally shouldn't do that with a Windows update, but I don't know what else to do at this point. The temptations are bad. Are you kidding me? I hard restarted it, and now we're back here. Oh boy. The clocks are ticking. 10:12. You cannot go to sleep. It is 10:17. I'm just gonna wake back up to this Windows update. Oh, wait. Oh my God, here, let's try this. Are you overwhelmed? Can you not handle this situation? Let me unplug a bunch of stuff. Well, look at that. Look who decided to work today. I'm gonna open up OBS again and just get everything running. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing. If it locks up again, goodbye. You're just gonna make it even more difficult, aren't you? You're gonna make it to where it's like 10:40 and I have to scramble and plug everything up. Oh yeah, OBS didn't shut down safely last time. Yeah, I know, right? Let's run normally. It's working now, but we're having, I think, the first signs of USB bandwidth issues, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, what do I have? Do I have a... Try to see the best way to... I don't have anything free. Why am I even looking? I don't have anything available.
Think about your PC has probably what, like 10 USB ports on it, and we're minimizing it to 2.
Yeah, so like basically, yeah, I don't even know how I'm making this work. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know which one Zach's. If I figure out which one Zach's, I do have an extra onboard USB port instead of running off a hub. Maybe that'll work. So we just committed to the fact that his camera's just not going to work. So there he is. His cam is disabled. Maybe other things are disabled, but
I have a cumulative update. I'm gonna try that.
This one did that, and I don't know if it fixed anything, but oh boy, this is how we fix problems here at the Toasty Bros. This is how we fix problems. I promise she's not actually dead.
Oh my God! See, like, what is
Tool
that?
the 5 gifted, thank you.
What do we have? Oh, someone needs to get on my head, right, and push it. Oh.
We need to give you head and push
Matt, you
it.
try.
I have a feeling Peak's gonna win based on what I've seen in chat, but we'll see.
Oh, it's a hot new game.
Are you guys ready to climb this rock?
Bye.
Oh, I just died.
To what?
No, I'm just kidding. I played dead. Look at you all.
Ow.
Oh, you take damage
It
off
hurt me, but it gave me a cure-all. Should I use it?
You should probably wait till you really need it.
I mean, I'm kind of hurt.
I'm just chilling here on a Saturday playing Clair Obscure Expedition 33. I finally have time to play it. Current setup right now, I'm using the laptop with the lid closed, actually. I don't really think it impacts performance that much, but kind of have it set up here with the battery propping it up so you can get better ventilation. And I've been playing with the controller in this game perfectly fine. 1440p higher settings with some upscaling, getting about 100 to 90 FPS. I mean, it's not desktop 5090 level, and we kind of mentioned that many times, but the performance is fine. Is it worth $4,000 though? If we're talking about this laptop in particular, I mean, my desktop with a 4070 Ti and 5800X would probably get close to this FPS, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, no, it is not. But it is still a marvel how thin this device is and what kind of performance you're getting. But yeah, I would say Razer nowadays with their laptops, definitely the Apple of the PC space, but there's gonna be people who are gonna pay a premium for that, and I kind of, respect the aesthetics. So as you can hear it revving up in the background while I'm loading this at very high FPS, just want to check in. Gaming has been great. The live stream went surprisingly well, and all I have left to do is maybe a little video editing on it, but we're almost to the end of this challenge. We're getting a bit closer. I think we're a little over a week away, and then we'll come to the conclusion. But you know what? It was an interesting challenge with a lot of ups and downs, but we're gonna check in when there's something else to check in about.
All right, you guys know I had to whip out a classic. So this is Team Fortress 2, playing some man versus machine. I've been gaming on this laptop and I really haven't recorded a ton of it. So I figured I'd actually go through and kind of finally do that. So yeah, this is a pretty fun kind of like multiplayer PvE mode. where you're basically just stopping some robots, you know, hence man versus machine, some little Rage Against the Machine basically. But yeah, it looks really good, I will say. Now that I'm a little closer to the laptop and kind of how I've been playing, so I'm just using the stock keyboard on the laptop, using my Logitech pretty nice high-end mouse, and you know, and wireless obviously, and yeah, runs pretty good. It's a smaller screen. I mean, things like text, especially it's smaller and it's OLED. You know, if you don't have the greatest eyesight, might not be the easiest to translate things, but you know, when you're just playing the game, not too bad at all. Oh, one other note too is I'm actually playing on Wi-Fi right now. How's my ping look? 49, okay, not terrible. I don't have the greatest Wi-Fi here at home. Yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty funny playing TF2 on like such a high-end laptop, but this is kind of like nostalgic because you know, TF2 actually, when we did a short not too long ago, we were looking at what our first Steam game purchase was. And for me, it was Team Fortress 2 plus Garry's Mod. You could buy it as a bundle. I think I paid $10 for it back in 2010. I think that was my first PC too, actually, my first personal, you know, where it wasn't like my mom's work computer. It was like a little E-Machines. And then shortly after that, once I built my first PC, I had it for a little bit and then I sold it and got a gaming laptop. It was a very cheap gaming laptop. It wasn't great. I think at the time it might have been like a 6th gen i5. Actually, it wasn't even a gaming laptop. It didn't even have, it was integrated graphics, but I played games on it, games like this. This is definitely a much more playable experience. I was probably running low settings back then. It's pretty funny. I gotta say too, for how old this game is, like what, 2007? It holds up pretty good. Still looks decent, you know, when you put the settings maxed out. Waiting for that Unreal Engine 5 remaster of it. Yeah, you know, it works out. At the end of the day, though, I'm spoiled. I got 2 nice computers, one at work and one at home.
Okay, guys, it is finally that day. The day we switch back from our laptops. So I'm gonna go super in depth in here because we're gonna sit down and have a proper chat about our experience, problems, good and bad, all that sort of stuff. But I will say I'm happy to get my desktop back. We're actually taking this as an opportunity to clean our computers up because they're a little bit dusty. We're gonna get them all set up, put them back, and then after we have, well, transitioned back to our PCs, we're gonna gather our thoughts and come to a conclusion about everything that's happened because it's been quite the experiment, but we have strong opinions about how things went. All right, guys, so it is the end of the 30-day challenge. And as you can see right here, we have the laptops. We had a lot of ups and downs if you saw it throughout the video, but we're gonna kind of talk about the main core things that we wanted to focus on with this laptop experience. How easy it was to set up. Was the setup at home okay? Was the setup at here okay? And how was gaming and productivity like? So I guess let's just talk about the initial setup at home. How hard was it to get everything set up at home?
For me, pretty darn hard because my setup is underneath my desk, which I guess a lot of you are probably like that. If you have like your computer underneath your desk, it's like, okay, how do I get a laptop that's gonna be up here, all the cables up to it? So obviously I had to use some extensions. I had to use some adapters as well because this laptop only has HDMI, which is pretty typical. So, you know, USB-C to DisplayPort, stuff like that. But once you get the initial setup done, it's not like it's that hard.
Yeah, the biggest problem I saw, and I kind of expected going into it, but I was hoping it would be a very simple, like one plug kind of experience, was the sheer amount of adapters that I had to get stuff to work. Especially, again, with my setup here at the office, I'll talk about it in a minute. At home, I did need to have an adapter for my monitor and everything like that. One that go to my high refresh rate display. I need one to make sure to get the full bandwidth of that, because if you have a 5090 laptop, I mean, you're going to want to take advantage of your higher end monitors, right? So it's just the sheer amount of money that had to be spent in adapters on top of the laptop already that made me a little bit weary about the whole experience. And once we moved to coming to the office, that just kind of doubled down. So what was your office experience like?
Kind of the same thing. I mean, sadly, I did not buy 2 of those little docks because I bought the one at Best Buy and it was like over $100. Yes. So I already kind of felt bad buying that. So I basically was taking that adapter back and forth every single day. And yeah, that was not the funnest because it was basically like every morning I need to remember to bring my backpack, which like people do that, that's fine. But then right when I get to work, it's like, oh, I can't just get on my PC. I have to get my charger out. I have to hook up my adapter and all the cables that go to it, plug it all in, and then half the time, you know, it like kind of takes a minute. You know, it's like doo-doo, 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 doo, like all this stuff's disconnecting, connecting. So it gets a little annoying after 30 days.
And it is important to mention, this is based on our workflow and experience. We've gone years where we've had a PC at home and a PC here, and we have a laptop for use on the side. I know a lot of people who work in IT or whatever maybe have a laptop for work that they take home with them, and then that is their main device while they're at work. And normally they'll have some sort of docking solution, or maybe you do what we do. And if you do, I'm sorry, because that is definitely a kind of painful way to get everything set up to start the day and then bring it with you, and the odds of you forgetting your laptop, and it just adds so many layers of complexity that having it here was quite difficult. And you guys saw some of the footage of the live stream, which again is worst case scenario for a laptop like this. It managed to do our live stream, but it had issues. I mean, Zach died. He basically died. His camera was gone. We had rest in peace, Zach, the entire stream.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. It was just pour one out for our boy Zach. But yeah, that whole stream was an experience. Games were kind of laggy, and it was definitely a worst case scenario for a 16-inch laptop. Now, I know they have an 18-inch version that is a little bit crazier, which probably would handle that a little bit better. But even then, when we're talking a laptop that's $4,000, there's definitely, for what I was doing, money could have been spent into a gaming PC and a bunch of streaming gear to make a really awesome streaming setup. So for streaming, in my use case at the office, it ain't gonna cut it for me.
Now, gaming on these laptops is obviously pretty darn good. I mean, they're expensive laptops. They both have OLED displays. They're high refresh rates. So gaming on mine was pretty nice because I don't own an OLED monitor. So I am running like high refresh rate 32-inch monitors. So it's very small compared to what I'm used to. But games like Black Myth Wukong, I played some Team Fortress 2. Like, there was a few games that I played on this that I was just like, wow, they look so good. So that's really just showing how a laptop with a really good screen can actually be a pretty pleasant experience. But once again, 32-inch monitor user here, I do prefer to be on those, especially so that I can see everything. Because when I'm on, like, this is a 14-inch for me, and I'm impressed that I was able to make it work well, but it could have been a little larger.
Yeah, my gaming pretty much consisted of it in dock mode, which at that point, you know, doesn't really make much sense for long-term use for a laptop like this. But when I did game on the screen, I was very happy with it, the build quality and everything. I really do think, and I think the conclusion is kind of the same, we did have some issues with our Razer laptops. You guys will see throughout the video, we had some issues that hopefully will be addressed in the final versions you guys can buy. But it does feel like Razer has the approach of almost being like the Apple of the Windows laptop when it comes to the build quality and everything they're trying to do, cram it in a very pretty package. They don't want to have a super thick laptop with plastic and stuff just to maximize price performance. They want a pretty device that someone's going to be like, wow, what is that? And that's what they do with these laptops. But in terms of my gaming experience, I was really enjoying it much more just docking it and playing it that way. And it's just one of those things where I don't think I could ever fully switch over to just gaming on a laptop screen once I've already experienced having a gaming desktop experience.
Now, I did get some pretty good productivity video because I edited like 4 Toasty DIY videos on this. I use, not Sony Vegas, I use Magix Vegas
Magix
now.
Vegas.
But it was incredibly fast. That's one thing I'm gonna really give this laptop, is it felt better than my desktop. So I don't know if maybe that's just some of the newer hardware in it, but in terms of its render, it was like a real-time render, and then like sweeping the timeline, it never lagged, even doing things like time-lapse and stuff, which on my PC at home and my PC here, I always get a little bit of lag.
Yeah, every time editing on this, it worked perfectly fine. I mean, no major complaints for the productivity side of things. But one thing I know we did have complaints of, and there's really only so much Razer can do, is battery life. Battery life wasn't amazing on mine. The times I did use it in my lap, I probably maybe got 2 hours, a little over that, even on the lower power modes. I get it, it's a gaming laptop, but if you're gonna use this as your primary machine, you kind of want the benefits of those laptops like a MacBook that I daily drive that I can just close, put on my laptop, that I can just close it, put it in my backpack, open it up, and know I'll have charge for almost a week in terms of just a couple hours use here. But with these, I'm assuming you have a similar experience. I was having to charge them a lot.
Yeah, definitely having to charge it. Like basically every time I used it, I would just go ahead and hook it up to the charger because like I knew I was gonna need it. I did do a couple of like real world tests where I brought it to a restaurant with me at one point, and I just sat down, had lunch, and got some work done, used my hotspot, and that was pretty cool. Now, I've had a laptop for pretty much my whole life. Like I've always had laptops, and I will say like I barely ever do that. So I think that's the toughest part about this whole thing is like, we like having laptops, but I don't know about you, but we're not often like going to coffee shops and doing the typical laptop bro stuff.
Yeah, for us, again, this challenge is a bit different compared to somebody at home who may have a laptop already and that's their primary device. I know a lot of people, laptops are their main computer. They don't have desktops, especially people who don't game. Being a laptop user, when it comes to just having a MacBook that I use on my day-to-day use and not use it for gaming primarily, having one of these just felt a little overkill, honestly, because I was using this mainly docked, which meaning I could just replace that with a desktop. And when I wasn't using it docked, I wasn't getting the battery life that I wanted from a MacBook. So this wouldn't really be a good option for me to replace everything because it kind of takes away from the experience of both for me and really doesn't give me any advantages, especially the way I use a laptop and desktop in my daily work today.
And for me, I mean, it's just one of those things where, in layman's terms, I'm spoiled. You know, I'm pretty lucky to have a really nice desktop here where I have triple monitors, and at home I have 4 monitors. So I've just gotten to a point where I'm used to being able to add anything I want. That's how my desktop is there's so many USB ports, so many expansion ports, I can just add whatever and not think about it. When I got on this laptop, I felt like I needed to really cut back. So for 99% of people out there, this would have been a great experience, especially if you're already used to using a laptop. But for us, we don't daily drive laptops really. We have these really nice desktops that we're lucky enough to have.
And yeah, we've waited a couple days since we swapped back to desktops to do this so we could actually experience the desktop again. And I'm just reaffirming everything that we're saying here. Nothing has changed. I don't feel like I've necessarily missed using this laptop as my daily device. It's been really good switching back to the laptop that I daily drive, my MacBook. I've been honestly missing that more just because of the battery life and how I use my laptop for work. But I think the conclusion is it wasn't a great experience in terms of something that we're just jumping to switch over to. I was hoping for it to be a much more plug and play, like the dream world of having one cable you come home to and plug it up and then unplug it and take it to another device and plug it up again and everything just works. But that is not the case. At least with a laptop like this, it just didn't hold up to that for me. And it definitely just became much more complicated to deal with on a daily basis. And especially for, well, in this case, these expensive laptops, I feel like I'm getting much better experience if I spent that money on a desktop with a more budget laptop and have a more balanced experience instead of one really expensive device I have to carry everywhere.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think the build quality is amazing. I really like the aspect ratio of these screens. They look really good. They're bright, you know, OLED. It definitely has all of the build quality features I want to see. But, you know, my rare use case is for the last 2 or 3 laptops I've had dual screen laptops. So I really don't usually love any laptop that doesn't have a second screen on it because I just think it's so good for productivity. So not having another screen and, like Matt said, you know, battery life, that part kind of sucks.
So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed our 30-day laptop challenge. If you guys have any questions about our experience, let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to shop for anything we mentioned in today's video, link in the description down below will be affiliate links and will help us out. Let us know if you are a daily laptop user. Do you think we're acting a little bit spoiled when it comes to this experience? I think we are, but you know what? That's just our workflow and how things work good for us. Desktop definitely makes more sense. But if you guys are a daily laptop user, what is your favorite laptop and what do you use? Let us know down below.
But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, at PCBros.tech, we have so many desktops to choose from, so in case a laptop isn't your thing, we can definitely help you out.
PCBros.tech, you can buy a gaming PC or a gaming laptop and so much more. Come to our physical location in Louisville, Kentucky. You can pull up and see some awesome stuff. Say hi to Jake for us. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.